And let's see all your beautiful faces. We are live. Welcome back to another episode of what I thought was going to be Dragon Daddies, but that name is currently on hold. Too soon.
It's too soon, Dan. It's way too soon.
When we last left our heroes, they were in a little bit of strife, leaving the city of Grim, traveling out through the Dark Lake docks, or the Dark Lake, or the Underdark Lake, I should say. They are a couple of crew members down. Some hadn't returned to La Floridita, their nice ship. But they had a mission, and they traded a bunch of salt for the weapons from the city of Grim. The finest blades in all of the Underdark. And they're returning somewhat triumphant with a hold full of Rothe, which are sort of large beefalo kind of creatures, and weapons to help in the fight against the Pudding King. Over the 5 days or so... Sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you. Over the 5 days or so on the lake, the only sounds you hear are the creaking of the zerkwood, the sound of the lake parting around you, or parting around the ship. Sorn, what do you do for the 5 days? What is Sorn doing during this time? And perhaps without saying exactly what you've leveled, because you've leveled up, but without saying exactly how you've leveled up or what you've taken, what do we see Sorn doing during this time?
For the first first full day since we shoved off in his new role as first mate, has tasked a lot of the crew to do what they need do, and said he is not to be disturbed for quite some time, and spent a lot of time studying some of the tomes that he's collected while we were at port, and is emerged after a decent amount of time, and he looks to have got a nice cut and color done to his hair. It's no longer very white, like light color. It seems to be a lot darker now, and he's got a different air about him.
Going through your goth boy phase?
Well, he might be.
That's literally what Pauly says.
Goth boy mage pants.
Yeah.
He comes out and he's a little bit more edgy. He's got some really nice dark eyeliner. He's got painted nails.
Oh, stop it.
And he's carrying a very interesting looking tome at his side that he's like every chance he's got that he's not doing something or manning sails, he is studying this tome.
And Pauly, after seemingly promoting Sorn to the role of first mate, he proceeds to shirk duties for 3 days and dies.
Yeah,
Sorry, please. What has Pauly been doing during this time?
Yeah, literally, like the second he goes, like Pauly's just gonna mutter to himself, "Fucking never should have made him first mate. Nesbit would have been a way better first mate." I'm just gonna hand Nesbit some more powder while he's up on my shoulder.
Yeah. So for those who don't remember last week, Nesbit was promoted to shoulder hanger-oner.
Powder monkey.
Powder monkey, sort of as a gnome, sitting or perched, if you will, on Pauly's shoulder. I think Nesbit is, and then on Nesbit's shoulder is a rat that occasionally goes off and does things. But so Pauly, I think for most of the time, you are left to call out where you're going. Though I do believe Reynard is still on the ship, so he probably does take some time steering the wheel specifically, which it works. It's in his character art, so
He'll learn. It's okay. We'll give him time.
That's right.
Everyone needs their little shut-in emo boy phase. And yeah, I guess I'll just continue to control the black workers, see how everyone's going. Give the zombie the sailors and the little fist bumps. High five, Kingston.
Yeah, it passes through every time.
Yeah, I know, but I still try every time.
Yeah.
Why? I was like, no, I'll say to Kingston, one day we'll get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Kingston's
Sorn
making the noise, trying to make the crack noise, just verbally every time, though.
Yep. Yeah.
So it still sounds good. Yeah.
I feel like
That's why-
if Sorn would witness this high five exchange, I feel like he could come up with a way to make it work.
Yeah.
It's all we want. Yeah, I guess just like I'll just man the sails. I'll make sure everything's running smoothly.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. After the 5 days at sea goes uneventfully, you come back to the steps of Blingdenstone. Whoops. And if you remember, there was the huge
Lock thing.
yes. There's sort of the big metal doors, sort of with a big frame that loom out of the darkness as La Floridita approaches the big stone staircase that moves up in a straight line alongside the lock to the city of Blingdenstone itself, and you're able to kind of park the ship. And after a time, some of these of Neblin gnomes, the deep gnomes, come out and help you start unloading. And one of them comes to you and says, "I have a message for Captain Thorendir."
Sadly, Thorendir seems to have just disappeared, but Captain Pauly here can help you out.
Okay, and he hands you sort of a sealed note with it's got a the wax seal on it. Almost looks like, sort of like a gemstone.
Gemstone. Okay, I might inspect it a little bit more.
Well, it's an envelope. That's sealed.
Okay, I'll crack it open.
Yeah.
I'll crack it open.
Yeah, it comes open easily. There is a note inside that just says, "Captain Thorendir, please make haste to the Ruby in the Rough, where we have set up a war council, and as the attacks on Blingdenstone have become more and more frequent in your absence. This matter must be dealt with. Report directly to us." And then signed by the Digamatox.
All right, Sorn, you ready for some fun?
Sorn looks up from his book. Yeah, I got something I want to try. I'm down.
All right, well, let's go, little Ruby in the Rough, and sort this fucking pudding king out and make him realise who the real king is down here.
Me?
Yes.
Let's go.
Do you make your way through, or you are led through the winding maze of the sort of Blingdenstone outer areas? If you remember, there's sort of the big main gate made of steel and mithril, inlaid with sort of adamantine, and from entering in, you're just sort of led through by guards, winding and twisting through a maze with walking through these ruts of 10 feet high walls studded with nails on either side of you. As you're sort of led around, you can see gnomes with crossbows up in the upper areas, and then there's sort of a trail of almost like gnome porters behind you carrying the crates of gear.
Perfect.
eventually you're led into the town proper, and there's sort of whispered conversations. There's a bit of cheering as some of the people who recognize you see you return, though there is some sort of quiet mutterings. You catch snatches of conversation of, they've lost some of them. That perhaps they're not strong enough to take on the Pudding King.
Sorn will just give him a side eye as we walk past.
Do I actually understand him?
No, I think they're speaking in Undercommon. I think Sorn definitely catches it though.
Actually, hey Sorn,
Mm.
do you want to go get our Drow buddies? Because we might need some more numbers.
Yes. Okay. So I'll go off and I'll
You go because we left them like hiding in a cave. Remember, just
they were
outside of town.
Yeah, they're not far from town. I'll make my way over there.
Okay. So, Sorn, you peel off from the escort and make your way to sort of the southeast reaches of the cave system that is Blingdenstone, and start making your way through the abandoned parts of town to where you left Fiera Doerden and her army of about 30 Drow soldiers.
All right. I will just say to them I've come to get you. For this war we are about to undertake against the Pudding King. I understand you have been waiting quite some time. We have been gone quite a while, but if you're still happy to help, I'm happy to have you.
She says, these gnomes won't let us into the city.
You are with me, they'll allow it.
Very well. And where's that handsome dwarf fellow who was going to join my harem?
He's we seem to have lost him for the time being. He has a habit of wandering off. He turns up.
That's it. I thought he was going to. Yeah, well, if you see him, tell him to give me a call.
Well, I'm sure we'll find him. He might be waiting for us at the Pudding King. We don't know.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Pauly, you heading to the Ruby in the Rough, and just as you get outside, you hear screams from within.
Screams from within. I'll fucking dash inside.
Yeah.
With Talon drawn.
Inside is a group of. Did this come with? Yeah. A group of gnomes all round sort of tables, a bunch of dwarves, the were gnomes as well. And you see they're in the midst of a battle. There is sort of a gnome already engulfed by a gelatinous cube. There is an ochre jelly harassing them, and a grey ooze attempting to pull in one of the gnomes. What do you do?
I'll join the fight.
Okay. Well, I mean, they never say split the party, but
Yeah.
We've literally done it within 3 minutes.
okay.
I wouldn't that's the thing too. I wouldn't just stand there and go, Sorn, you coming?
Well, I mean, the amount of time it would have taken Sorn to get where he is versus get where you are, like Sorn's only just gotten there now, if that.
Yeah.
I'm bringing the cavalry. We'll still be about 20-30 minutes.
Yeah. Can you roll initiative for me, or do you want me to roll initiative for you?
I'm gonna have to get you to do it. I apologize. I can't connect at all.
Good news is you rolled a 24, and even
Great.
better news is you do have Nesbit on your shoulder, so you're not alone.
Never alone with a Nesbit at my side.
You got some bam bams.
So what do you
I do have some bam bams. Okay, I am definitely gonna just probably. There was an ochre jelly and.
A gelatinous cube is in front of you. Beyond that is sort of a grey ooze, and then ochre jelly. The gelatinous cube already has engulfed one of the gnomes, and one of them is just now being attacked by the grey ooze. There's about 2 gnomes and a dwarf that are sort of fighting with the ochre jelly currently.
Right. Okay, well, I'll take the gelatinous cube in front of us just with Talon. I'll do my little swoopy boy stuff. I can do that in D&D Beyond. You can see those if you need to, right?
Yeah.
Just won't go across. Ooh, okay, 25 to hit.
25 definitely hits, easily, in fact. Give us the damage.
Now, that's something I don't know how to do. Here we go. Got it. 9 damage for that. And then how do I do sneak attack with this too?
You might just have to roll it custom. Or it'll be in the features tab, maybe?
Features. No, it's not. Usually it just does it across. And then now my foundry is just completely buggered up.
Yeah. Well, what is it? 2d6?
Yes.
So that's an extra...
4d6. Actually,
4d6.
I found it. Yep. Here you go. Rolling it now. Okay, so 15, 30. 30 damage.
An extra 30 damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. So you fly in at this ooze cube, slicing at it with Talon, and inflict incredible amounts of damage on it, perforating it with many holes. Nesbit also flips it off as he flies past on your shoulder. Though it is somewhat cramped in here, you are able to get a little bit of flight, but you can't get sort of much higher above it. And this room is an underground tavern of sorts. Anything else?
I will attack with a Daguerre as well, just as my bonus action. Oh no, yeah, I will. I will just do that. Yeah. 12 to hit.
12 does hit.
Beautiful. 6 damage.
Okay, the gelatinous cube doesn't have any blood, but if it did, it would be bloodied. As you've taken out sort of half of it, the creature, the gnome inside it, is still just sort of like trying to swim out, and looks to be sort of sizzling inside.
I could basically Pauly's gonna like try to yell at him like, "Fuck! I've been there before, mate. It's not much fun."
And where do you land in terms of where would you like to be?
Probably back to where I entered. Just for now, knowing that like that's the best place to run away if shit does go too south.
Sure. All right. The dwarves in the room. There sort of seems to be a small cavalcade of dwarves. You see them, one of them sort of steps forward with a hand axe and starts going to town on the, or attempting to go to town on the ochre jelly. But you see him sort of slice into the jelly. However, his weapon just starts disintegrating as soon as it hits that creature.
Wait, did the escort? They're the ones who carry the weapons in, correct?
Yep. They're sort of in a train behind you at the top of the stairs, sort of out in the street.
I'm gonna can I use just a free action just to yell, "Get these weapons in here now!" Yeah.
Yeah. So the gnomes behind you sort of bring the rest of the crates down the stairs and sort of throw them open, and the other gnomes around the table sort of rush. Instead of they break off their attack and rush the stairs and sort of spend their turn attempting to sort of open up those boxes and get some of these weapons.
Yeah.
You can see though the figure in the cube. You see him sort of struggling, and then he sort of stops moving and just goes limp, as you can see sort of pieces of his flesh being eroded away. A pseudopod lashes out from the gelatinous cube and attempts to hit you. Does a 14 hit?
No.
No. You easily sort of dodge out of the way as a piece of the cube itself sort of lashes out to try and slap you. Meanwhile, the grey ooze moves forward and attempts to use its form to batter and beat up some of the gnomes around you, but they're able to dodge out of the way despite spending their time
running through crates.
Running through crates, yeah, because they're trying to find like their hammer that like the war pick that kind of suits them. It's not too big, not too small. It's just right.
Is it my turn next?
The jelly first, though. It does not miss. It grabs one of the gnomes and just sort of throws it across the room, killing the gnome as he slams lifeless into the bar.
God damn.
Pauly, it's your turn.
Okay. For a bonus action, can I fucking just start throwing weapons at these people?
Well, they've spent their whole action getting weapons out. I think they've got them now.
Oh, they've got it, weapons? Okay, cool. They're just taking their sweet time about it, being lazy shit. Yeah, right?
I mean, 6 seconds, yes. They're a lot of time.
Okay, I'm going to use... I'm going to actually get Nesbit to throw a cheeky flash powder in between the jelly and the gelatinous cube.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fifth level. So yeah, the cut.
So he throws. He's prepared for this. He's got his little paper bag of powder that he's put together, and sort of lights it, and then throws it in the middle. There's sort of a blinding flash. And then it sort of, as you look back and you shield your eyes so it doesn't affect you, you notice that the oozes also didn't take it. They don't have any eyes.
Yeah, of course not. Sorry, I literally thought about it after doing that. Okay, then I'm going to just keep wailing at the gelatinous cube then.
Okay.
Hit with Talon again. Ooh, 10 to hit.
10 does hit. These things are not particularly armored.
Okay, great. 7 damage, and then 12, so 19 damage.
Okay. 19 damage all up. Are you adding Nesbit's damage into that?
I don't think I did damage, that one.
Okay, yeah. So
his powder doesn't do damage.
No, that's right. Yeah, sorry. His normal attack does if you hit.
Oh, okay, cool.
His standard attack. But I guess if you do his signature attack, he doesn't do a normal attack.
Yeah,
one or the other. Cool. Yeah. This jelly, you sort of swoop in again. It's not looking great. There's not much left of it. It's used up a lot of its mass to consume that gnome, but it is still standing.
Can I use my bonus action to look for a dagger in that weapons are closed?
Yes, you spot a sort of a black metal dagger, sort of a dark gunmetal grey.
Great, because the dagger I used before is probably fucking corroded to shit too.
Interestingly, no. Wait, the gelatinous cube doesn't seem to be as acid covered as the other things. It did not damage your weapon when you attacked with it.
Okay. All right, I'll just add a gunmetal dagger into my inventory.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, I just got the separation between it.
But you're looking at the grey ooze as it moves its way across the floor of the bar, and there's a couple of in its wake the sort of the metal studs keeping the floorboards down have definitely corroded away.
Yeah. Okay. Been a while since we fought these. I forget which ones do which.
So bonus action attack, was it?
Well, I said bonus action to find the dagger.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Take the piss.
One of the dwarf who'd run over and or grabs one of the weapons from a gnome starts going to town, attacking the with his new hand axe, starts slicing into the ochre jelly. And okay, takes a bit of damage. And then the deep gnomes around you, now that they're fully bedecked out in weapons, start hacking into the grey ooze and the gelatinous cube with their new weapons. It's the gelatinous cube's turn. A pseudopod comes out of it and still tries to sort of slap at you, Pauly, but only rolls a 7. It can't. Every time a pseudopod reaches out, one of these gnomes is sort of hitting it with a pick, just slicing it off, and the pseudopod sort of splats on the ground. The grey ooze, however, a similar story there. The grey ooze is not able to find purchase in any of its attacks, and now that the gnomes and the dwarves are armed, they're sort of fighting back this small this small incursion of pudding. Back to you at the top of the round.
Gonna keep slapping away, really, just making sure that these guys do not hurt any more gnomey boys, because they have to pay me money.
Cool. Give me the attack.
24 to hit.
Absolutely.
6 damage, and then d6 as well. 20 damage to the gelatinous cube.
How do you want to do this?
Just stab away, and try and avoid the now, I'm guessing, disintegrated corpse of the gnome inside.
Yeah, so you're able to kind of hold or slice your blade in, turning this gelatinous cube into a cube of Swiss cheese, leaving all these sort of big holes in it, though avoiding the desiccated body of the gnome inside it. It collapses and splooshes to the ground, where the rest of the ooze kind of the rest of the cube just kind of puddles out.
Is that waking up for anybody else, or is it just me?
Slightly, but not too much.
Okay. Right, I'm plugging in my mic while you. Yeah.
And then I'll probably just use my movement to get close. And then dagger and give it a good little stabberoo as my bonus action. 24 to hit. I can't hear Dan or anyone else, I don't think.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear Dan.
His mic's just, he's just fixing his mic.
Okay. I'm really just stabbing away right now, aren't I?
That's right. How's that? Is that better?
That's way better.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
All right. What was I didn't hear the second attack. Sorry.
24 onto the black ooze.
We'll definitely
dagger.
hit. Yep.
Roll again. Just 7 damage, so that's.
Yeah.
I'll stay in there for this one.
Yep.
I won't swoop away.
That's cool. Well, with this sort of turning the tide of battle, you jump in there alongside some of the gnomes, cutting away at the grey ooze. Meanwhile, the sort of dwarven shield bearers and gnomes, Zifnebla gnomes, are able to pile in with renewed vigor on the ochre jelly. And just as sort of the last of them turn into pools of puddles of pudding on the floor, you hear the march of light-footed feet outside as and sort of you hear a susurration of the crowd as there is a drow army at your back.
I've arrived! I got him!
Yo!
got
Tawny
him.
boy. Good man.
So,
I'll say
anything
hello.
eventful happen while I was away?
I mean, yeah, a couple things. Fucking, these you just can't fucking walk around this town without stepping in some fucking shit.
I poke my head around the corner and look in the door. Okay.
And yeah, I'll say hello to the priestess.
She sort of nods at you, just holding herself up haughtily, looking down at you and sort of all the other gnomes. It's not hard to look down at the gnomes, but she sort of looks down her nose at them, a look of not quite disgust, but certainly a level of disdain at her current surroundings. And her army stays outside, but she sweeps in with Sorn and one other male, and goes and takes a seat at one of the tables.
Okay, perfect. Well, I reckon I'll take a seat at one of the other table too, and just go, "G'day, guys," and I'll start flicking some coins at people.
So you start flicking coins at people.
How many gnomes are there in this room?
There's quite a few. There's a number sort of at other tables, but after a few minutes, the ones that join you at your table, you recognise the two Digamatox, Chipgrin, the gnome, the were-rat gnome.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it. Where? There is a gnome path shutter who is sort of dressed in sort of robes and is holding or is wearing a sort of an emerald necklace around her neck. There is a gnome with a miner's helmet and a big pick. He was sort of with that group of he's over chatting with the dwarves after the battle, and then he comes up and makes his place up at the table. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna flick a coin at each of them, copper at each of them. So that's what, 6 of them.
Yes.
Okay, good.
You're gonna flick a coin at me, are you?
Pardon?
Oh, no.
Mate, like
There.
the first mate.
One of them doesn't have a token.
Yeah, there's two gnomes that wear
just take some time. You know what I mean? Like you gotta earn those wages, mate. And you were just being a study little bookworm.
I'm gonna flick a token from the sunken casino back at Pauly's head. I've got 20 of those still. Now I'm gonna mark one of those off. Now I have 19.
Excellent. Good. The Digamatox sort of, there's a bunch of talking. Drinks are brought over. A big map of the city is laid out, and the Digamatox say, "Welcome, first mate Pauly, and I believe it was Sorn. I don't know what your rank on the ship was."
I just nod and say, "First mate."
Oh, we're so happy for both of you.
I'm the captain now. Thorendir kind of just buggered up, but that's all right. He'll turn up eventually.
Good. Well, let's begin. We have sent scouts to the pudding court, and we haven't been able to make any headway in on our own, as we're waiting for you, of course, to return with your with the weapons, which we see you have been successful.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna yell out the door too, and then go, "Make sure you give those Drow some weapons too."
The Drow kind of you see the priestess. She says, my people will begrudgingly use the weapons of the city of Grim, was it? But I'm sure they won't like it. What is your plan? I don't want Drow dying needlessly for this city that's not even ours.
Have we got a rough map of the Pudding King's court?
Yes. So they sort of sketch out. They say, look, this map may not be completely accurate, but from what we've been able to gather from old records, it should look something like this.
Okay, great.
Is number 28 where the Pudding King generally would reside? Is that his address? 28 Pudding King Court?
We don't know. There used to be a big dome, sort of like an Epcot Center, in there. It's very likely that the Pudding King is within there, but we haven't really been able to get closer. In Area 7, you'll see, obviously, we've got our doors barred, and there are sort of cave-ins and barricades and things like that in some of the other areas. The Digimatox says, I recommend that we attack from the south, near the Temple of the Steadfast Stone. Perhaps a two-pronged attack, one from the south and then the Goldwhisker clan can be the other prong of the vanguard and sort of fight from the north, out from their warrens.
Okay, does there look to be a way in that looks a bit quieter? Because
Sneakier.
I'll take the battalion of Drow and we'll make our way in from the rear where they won't see us.
And then Pauly making light of it. You said rear.
I'll look at Pauly and just shut up. We're being serious here.
Rear.
Yes.
It's difficult.
Get your butthole. Get a butthole.
It's difficult to know if there's a way around the rear or what you mean by that. Whilst I think we could come in via the south.
And then go through 9 through to 30.
Potentially. Our scouts didn't get very far before running into hundreds of oozes. So I think at least part of the assault will need to be a frontal assault. We can maybe make a path for you, and one of the guy from the Miners Guild, Kazook, he points to a sort of the area that is 29 on your map, and says, this is a sort of a cave-in and barricade we think that the Pudding King has put together. Me and the boys think we might be able to blow that apart for you if you can get us there, and we can get you in that way.
All right.
I'll quickly look at Pauly and say, you reckon Nesbit would help them blow it up? He's pretty good at blowing shit up.
I reckon you're right. I'm gonna just take Nesbit off my shoulder and then just go. If he gets even one fucking hair hurt on his head, I will murder all of you. And then let Nesbit go with these gentlemen.
Isn't all of his hair singed because he's blown himself up that many times?
Yes, but he has like 3. He has 3 strands of hair.
Yeah, 3 strands of hair, and one of them's from one of his eyebrows. One of them's popping out from where his eyebrows should be, and then there's 2 in the top tuft of where on his head.
Yeah, it's like I've counted them. I know how many are there.
Yeah.
Yes, done. We'll get them there. Now, how many gnomes? How many were gnomes have we got?
We have somewhere in the realm of able-bodied.
I hate that word.
What, able-bodied?
I wasn't talking to you. Sorry, I forgot to mute my microphone.
Okay. It's like, you hate the word able-bodied? It's so specific, but I get it. It's
It's a very offensive word.
yeah, what's the word? It's ableist? I guess it's ableist.
Yeah.
All of you.
This is we've got maybe sort of 100 fighting gnomes of fighting strength. The were gnomes are in the realm of, they are sort of hardier, of course, and the were rat gnomes measure in the sort of 30 or so that can fight. Combine that with the 30 drow, we have a small contingent.
Maybe we should have the were gnomes and the drow fight together, and then Sorn, you and I take Nesbit, and we try and blow that area up.
Well, I see that as a
While
good idea.
they distract, because we can wait like a few minutes after the assault starts, and then hopefully they will have to push their forces, the rest of the forces, in, and then the back way should be clear. A smaller contingency, 30 drow, is a lot to have follow us when we're trying to be stealthy. The chances of someone being spotted is too high.
I like slam my book on the table and say, well, the thing that I've found in here is not stealthy. I'm gonna blow some shit up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We have to be stealthy so we can blow shit up. We'll go get him around. We'll get him around. So as the map says, go from 9 to 29, and then from 29 we blow the shit up that the guy wants to blow up. So we take them to blow it up, and then then we fucking go ham.
I mean, if you can get me a bomb. Actually, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. I believe we should probably send the larger force from 9 to 7.
Well, 7's...
Get around.
He says, so 7's under our control. It's within inner Blingdenstone. That's the trading market. There's a big sort of sealed door to the east that seals off the pudding court.
Are we able to blow that door sky high?
We could open the door. It's on the other side. It's just essentially wall to wall ooze. We would need a contingent force to kind of hold that door and punch a hole for you to get through.
We could sneak around from 9 to 29 though.
We think so, from what our scouts have told us.
Okay, perfect. So the main force of gnomes attacks from the front. The were gnomes and the drow go around like from the north, and then we sneak around and try blow our way into the actual pudding court.
Okay.
So if we're going to go from 9 to 30,
and
then up to 29 and blow our way through there,
yeah,
would we not be able to just turn off earlier and just walk on in?
There was barricade there, I'm pretty sure.
What if we blow up the barricade and then we don't have to go as far?
I mean, like, it would still be, like, I think it's like the whole idea of, like, getting through in there. I mean, like, actually, the map's gone for me anyway, so I can't.
I'll take whatever the best course of action is. So if that is going all the way to 29, blowing up the barricade and going in through the northeast, that works for me.
We can see as we go in, so as we go in further, we can see the best point and just go from there.
Now, if you're attempting to be... If you're attempting to be stealthy, we have some options that we can aid you with, of course. If you're not attempting to be stealthy, we can perhaps offer some ranged support. We have, obviously, the weapons you've brought with you. We could have a small contingent of Zifneblin soldiers with Duragar-made crossbows, and or we can offer, some of the dwarven riders to try and punch a hole through some of their ranks. Either way, though, they'll be fighting on multiple fronts, it sounds like.
I reckon we go for the stealthy approach, and then you guys just go hard. And then we'll take down the Pudding King while you take down his forces.
Mm-hmm.
What do you reckon, Sorn?
Yep, works for me.
Cool. Nomi, the representative of the Stoneheart Enclave, says, I was going to give this. Perhaps you can give this to your shaman friend who helped cleanse the steadfast stone. Now that Entomoc's bane is lifted, we can use stone elementals again without risk of them turning mad. And she hands you, Pauly, a sort of a green gemstone.
Okay. Sadly, the shaman is also not with us. But like a bit of sadness in his voice from that too, you know. But I believe the person who can use this best is probably Sorn, and I'll hand the green stone to Sorn.
Okay, what is it? I'll inspect this green stone.
Yep. Give me a Arcana check.
Arcana.
Me no do magic things.
God damn it, that's an 8.
Yeah, it's
Actually, I'm going to burn a sorcery point and re-roll that.
okay.
Just because.
It'll be worth it if we need to use it.
Yeah, it's a 16 now.
Okay. You think that if you break this, if you smash this on the ground, if you throw it hard, and optionally also say the magic words of "I choose you," an earth elemental will be released from this gemstone.
I didn't get the magic words, but if it's optional, that's fine.
Yeah. I choose you.
Okay, done. I choose you, Rockman.
Yeah. Geodude, I choose you.
Oh, it's a fucking Pokeball.
It's a green Pokeball. All right.
Oh, so it's a lesser earth elemental. Okay. Otherwise, it would have been Graveler or Golem.
Shall we get underway then?
Yeah, let's go. Let's fucking do this. I'm fucking sick of this Pudding King. And I'm going to whisper, mutter under my breath, I'm fucking sick of the Underdark.
All right. Where are we?
I'm going to yell out to the council as we start to leave. Don't forget, the bear's weight in gold. As we walk out.
Yes. Bear's weight in gold.
Is Talon a mundane weapon or a magical weapon?
Talon's magical.
Okay. All right.
Hence why I've been able to attack like oozes and shit before.
Yeah.
His dagger, not so much.
Yeah, no, like I've burnt through like 3 daggers. Quite literally burnt through.
So the different pieces of the army make their way to different areas. The Drow keep their own council, but leave and follow the sort of the were rat people, and head to sort of the northern aspects of the cave systems. The bulk of the of the gnome army make their way to sort of the marketplace and to the doors there. And let's go.
Just send you a message, Dan.
Okay, let me check. Check this so-called message. Okay. Well, I'm a benevolent and kind person.
It is amazing. Okay, anyway, I'll tell you later.
Yeah. So I'm just setting up this this map. In fact, where you guys are right now.
I'll be back in 2 seconds, guys.
So you make your way back to the area of the Steadfast Stone. If you remember the cavern with the sort of large rock in the center there, the sort of curled up golems. In the center of the chamber is that, or surrounding the stalagmite, sort of in the center of the chamber, is sort of a pockmarked walls of empty socket that might have once held gems. And you sort of make your way through, and with the miners' help, you sort of break away some of the rocks and uncover an old tunnel system that leads deeper into the pudding court.
Do we hear like the sign, like the sounds of battle?
Not yet. Not from where you are. Do you want to wait for those?
Yes.
Okay.
I saw. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm easy. I'm just reading my book.
The
It's
walls.
a large book, okay? It's like with it open, it's like he's two-handing it.
As you sort of get closer and closer, you're sneaking along. Actually, both give me stealth checks.
Stealthy check. That's an 11.
24, natural 20.
Excellent. The as you get closer or further deeper into these caverns, the walls start to become covered in dripping, sickening green slime. Echoes of dripping water also fill the cave, and you can see, like, just by some of the light, there are sort of glowing gemstones and things like that in the wall. You hear as you're sort of making your way along quietly, you start to see some of that slime on the walls actually has grasping pseudopods in it. In fact, as you sort of inch closer, you see dozens of living oozes heaving forward while reaching out. The cave wall isn't just covered with slime; it's covered with these oozes of different colors. You hear sort of a loud boom and sort of the sound of fighting off through a tunnel to the west, and you hear the sort of the sound of horns and cries of battle, and you see that some of the slimes. Or you see some of the slimes that were sort of big and in the road and moving around start moving away towards where the action is, moving away from you. You start heading. Where do you head?
Yeah, towards it, I reckon. Towards towards the point where these guys are going to blow this bad boy up.
Okay. Alrighty. Can you move yourself on the map, or do you want me to?
I can't. No, I can't even see the map. I can't even see the map.
Hasn't loaded for you yet. Has it loaded for you?
I can't see it. I can't see it on the screen, but in the theater of mind, I can, because of the amazing descriptions of our DM.
Oh, thank you.
I'll move us through this location. We come to a fork, and I look to Pauly and say, "Are we going to go down the right or the left? Where were we going?"
Ooh, can I roll a perception check to see, with hearing, to see which side sounds more like battle?
Sure. Whilst you're doing that, and you're listening out, you hear
It's Nate.
Yeah, all you hear, and you're sort of hearing. You're trying to listen out, and you hear a disembodied voice fill the cave. What's this? What's this? Visitors now? Not yet, not yet. We're not ready. Go away, pests. I will call upon thee and all of Blingdenstone to announce our glad tidings to the faceless lord, to come at the proper time. Begone! And you hear him say, Epidmire, Livid, take care of our guests.
I'm gonna go to the right. I'm just gonna take us to the right.
Done. I trust you.
That's the way that Sorn thinks is, because Sorn would know, judging on where we came in from and like where we were trying to get to, right would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna continue his way on into this cave system, and then come to another fork. And as he's like come up to the fork, can I see anything down that corridor? Like with my superior dark vision, is there anything I can see that looks like it could be a way that we would go?
To the left looks like you can kind of see it open into what looks like a bigger cavern. And in fact, you can kind of just make out what appears to be almost like a giant sphere in the gloom of the cavern beyond.
So
The way to the right continues along a further cavern. You can't really see much further down that way yet.
Sorn will say quietly, it looks to be some kind of sphere or dome to our left. I believe that we should probably continue on to the right to get to where these chaps wanted to...
Floaty boy.
Destruction.
Done. And
And I'll continue following the cave wall.
Give me a perception check.
Whoa.
Both of us are just Sorn.
I think it seems like Sorn's leading the way with his
He is,
excellent vision.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay. I mean, do you know that your perception check is bad? Does Sorn know?
This is true. I won't re-roll it. I'll deal with the 11.
I mean, you can if you can convince me that he's, how he knows. But I think this is one of those, like...
I think, like, where we are at the cave, Sorn's just like, like, it all looks very much the same to me, so I don't think I would re-roll that.
Yeah. So you can see certainly, like, almost like symbiote, venom, carnage, slime from the walls, like, kind of grab out in general, but you two are sort of keeping your way quietly, slowly. And you have Nesbit with you, right? And a couple of these mining guys. Was that the plan?
Yeah, that was the plan, correct? Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll just be represented by Nesbit on the board here. With your 11, Sorn, you catch it at the last second, just as you walk into a gelatinous cube in the road here, and we're going to roll initiative.
As I've walked into it, I'll roll my initiative. Can I use my reaction?
You... Excellent question.
25.
You are surprised, so it's not your reaction yet. And what is your reaction you're trying to do?
My hellish rebuke.
Okay, that's when you take damage, right?
True, that is, yeah.
So yes, I'll allow you to do that once you take damage.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. So you got a 23. This guy got that.
25 for me.
25. Big
player. Big dicks.
5.
Oh, god damn it. If I got 23, that means I rolled a nat 20 for my initiative.
Yeah.
I wasted my nat 20 on initiative.
Well, it's not wasted. You're still at the top of the initiative. You're just surprised.
Yeah, that's true.
And because you're surprised, on your turn, you don't get to do anything. But the cube, yeah. So you sort of stop just as you see the cube. And you're like, "What the hell is this?" And then you see the wall shimmering, this wall of gelatinousness, move over you as you kind of stand there a little bit stunned. And you're going to take 14 acid damage, and you are engulfed in this thing and can no longer breathe. Now you may use your reaction if you like.
Yeah, I'm 100% going to use that. That is 9 fire damage.
Okay. I
always feel like Hellish Rebuke is just like a really sassy person. It's like, hey, fuck you, buddy.
So you yell out in response, using up what precious little air you have left, and sort of scorches of flame come out, burning this gelatinous cube. It is still holding you in there, and you're currently restrained, which means your movement is 0. On your turn, Pauly, you see Sorn engulfed in this thing. You also see a grey ooze drop from the wall behind you and start inching its way towards you, but is not close enough yet. It is moving towards you and the miners. What do you do?
I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand before the miners and just start smacking away at this gelatinous cube. This is the same one that Sorn's in, correct?
Yes. So you either have to move. Sorn was a little bit ahead of you, so you got to either move 20 feet towards Sorn to attack the gelatinous cube.
I'll move in. I'll move in to attack it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you fly towards, dart towards the cube that Sorn is currently in, and start attacking it. Give me those attacks, please.
10.
10 will hit.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting the gelatinous cubes have like nothing.
They're not very armored.
No.
8.
8.
Hey Dan, I sent you a message. I'm not sure if you saw it.
Yeah.
It's just a personal message on Facebook.
Yeah. Cool.
And
I just realized y'all are in combat now.
Yeah.
21. 21 damage.
21 damage. Excellent.
Yes. And then with my gunmetal dagger, I'll attack as well. 13 to hit.
Yep.
And that is 7 damage. 28 damage in total.
All right. This thing is still looking quite hardy, and you start getting flashbacks to the gnome that was inside one of these things and drowned.
Yeah, just drowned me, yeah.
Drowned in acid as Sorn kind of looks at you. What is so Sorn? You're in this cube, and Pauly's sort of poking holes around you with his rapier. What is the look on Sorn's face right now?
Puzzled. Quite puzzled. There's a rapier like just piercing either side of him. He's like he's trying to like move around a little. It's nice to not get hit. He's not too worried at the moment. It's only been a number of seconds, but he does know that he's in trouble.
Yep.
Um,
And it's your turn if Pauly's turn is done.
I'll dart back just so that way I'm like in front of Nesbitt and the miners. But like as much as I like can between that and the gelatinous cube.
Yep.
So I'm in a gelatinous cube. Am I able to cast spells that require a verbal component?
I'll say yes, but it's probably going to eat up more of your precious air. Trying to think, it'd probably use up the last of your air if you stay inside. I would start arguing that you're going to start taking like suffocation or start making con saves for suffocation damage or something.
Yep. Okay, well, Sorn is going to do what he's good at. He's going to cast Thunderstep and teleport out of it.
You're there!
He's going to cast Thunderstep at 3rd level. So that is 24 damage. And he's going to teleport back over to the group.
All right, so it makes a con save.
DC 15.
It's going to take half damage. This thing just is pretty fucking hardy, and also rolled a natural 20. So it just wobbles like jelly on a plate, but you still seem to inflict some pretty serious damage to it, but just not as much as perhaps you were hoping. The sound as well is somewhat muffled. Whilst there's sort of a boom, it's sort of a little bit more bassy, or the treble is taken out of it as it's absorbed by the gelatinousness.
Yeah, alright. So teleport. I'm going to teleport just over to this corner here.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look at Pauly and say, "Thank you for not stabbing me. I appreciate that." But we need to fuck this guy up.
Let's fucking do it.
Anything else from Sorn?
Nope. I don't think I can do anything else. I use my action. The only bonus actions I have are heals. Yep. No, I'm good.
All right. The grey ooze that oozes itself off the wall moves forward to you, Pauly, and reaches out a pseudopod to get to you and sort of the metal that's behind you as part of the miners. But unfortunately for it will roll incredibly poorly and fail. So don't even fucking worry about it. The gelatinous cube, having realized that there's no longer anyone in itself, will move forward slowly and attempt to attack Nesbit and the miners. This time for a 13 to hit, which I believe does not hit Nesbit.
It does not. I don't think so. Sorry, I'll just quickly check.
No, I think his armor class is 13. Or what does it say on the on that
AC
character
is 13. Yep.
Yeah. So it does hit. So he goes from 5 HP to 4.
You cut out there again. Sorry, dude.
He goes from 5 HP to 4.
Okay.
So he has HP points rather than just health.
Yep.
Cool. Pauly.
Seeing them attack Nesbit, I'm gonna fucking start. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna get as close as a rogue can get it to being in a rage and just start. Yeah, but
I'll be back in a moment.
All right.
no worries, buddy. 25 to hit.
For the gelatinous cube, yes, definitely.
13 damage, and then 12 damage, so 25 damage.
Yeah, this thing is not looking great. It probably can't stand up to another one of those, as it's sort of bits of it are starting to fall off and become unmoving on the ground. Sorn.
I'm gonna hit him with the dagger as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, wow, that was just the sneak attack.
That's 9 damage though, yeah.
Sheesh. 9 damage for the...
No, sorry. No, 9 to hit.
9 hits.
Oh, Jesus, wow. 7 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Just stabbing. Don't touch my fucking Nesbit!
So with your over-the-top stabby, the cube eventually just sort of loses shape and drains down onto the rock floor. Nesbit and the miners could have breathed a sigh of relief, though there is still an enemy left, and that is the grey ooze.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize.
Sorn?
Oh, shit.
Oh, it just attacked you, Pauly, but completely missed, so...
What is?
Sorn is just going to shock and grasp the grey ooze in front of us.
All right.
That is a 24 to hit for 7 damage.
Yes, so you shock it with lightning, 7 damage, as sort of lightning arcs over its body, causing it to careen out of shape and sort of make a weird squealing noise.
If Pauly was paying attention, he would notice that Sorn's lightning isn't as pure looking as it used to be.
Ooh, edgy lightning.
It's more of a dark
Sith lightning.
purple and black instead of a white and blue.
Unlimited power.
Anything else, Sorn?
I've attacked now. Can I move away from him?
Sure. All right, he gets an attack of opportunity.
Yep.
But I assume a 5 will not hit you. Cool. And then it will attempt to make an attack on you, Pauly.
Come get some ooze.
Does a 15 hit you?
15 does hit.
So 4 bludgeoning damage and 6 acid damage,
No worries. Can you dodge that?
if you like.
Yes. 5 damage.
And then it's your turn.
Just gonna do the left, right, good night, the Frank Walker National Tiles, and just start stabbing away.
That's a new one.
That's brilliant. I love that.
26 to hit.
Absolutely.
Oh, fucking 13 damage for the main part of it, and then I also obviously have some sneak attack. 29 damage in total.
So as you as it reaches out to you and kind of grabs onto you, and you're able to dodge out of most of that hit, you realize that it's stretched itself in such a way that it's kind of left its core open, and you're able to find that sweet spot and just stick the rapier in, and then it just sort of loses its life and falls to the ground, no longer moving. And that is the first of the ooze puzzles that you have solved. In the next few moments, as you sort of start, making your way, you're sort of taking your time to avoid other oozes. You hear sort of the battle rage on in caves beyond, and you hear the clomping of hooves, the horns of battle, and the fighting and the dying sounds of men or perhaps other humanoid creatures in the caves beyond. Pressing forward, rather than just walking, I'm going to have you do a little bit of a skills challenge.
Ooh.
So as you're making your way through here, trying to avoid detection, you're going to have to explain to me what skill you're using to do that, and sort of describe to me how you're using that. Or describe to me what you're doing, and then we'll agree on a skill, and you'll use that skill. Now I need you to get 6 successes before you get 6 fails. Oh, sorry, 3 fails.
Goddamn. Okay.
And if you remember the rules of a skill challenge, you can't use the same skill twice,
Can't use the same one.
and you can't use the one that someone else just used.
Okay. Do you want to go first, Sorny?
Sure, why not? Alright, well, should I continue moving the token, or should we just do this fully theater?
Just do it where you are, just Theatre of the Binding.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to slowly and methodically move my way along, keeping a very, very sharp eye on the surroundings, because I don't want to have that happen again. And I would like to use my perception.
Absolutely.
And I'll roll that one. And that's a 12.
12. Now, this time you're. If you would like to, I will let you use a sorcery point to re-roll, because you are on edge after what just happened, and you're not trusting your own eyes now.
Yeah, I'm going to be very, 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 very careful with this, and take a second look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a 22.
Yeah, absolutely. So you are about to you feel tingling in your spine, sort of like almost like a static electricity. Your hairs start standing on end, and you think, "Hold on, I'm maybe about to walk into another one of these things," and your blood sort of kicks in, and your eyes sharpen again, even further in the darkness, and you see sort of there's another wall of ooze in front of you, and you're able to take the rest of the party down sort of like a side corridor, and weave around to avoid it, pressing ever closer to your destination. Obviously, the sounds of battle are starting to get louder and louder, but so is the franticness of which the walls are starting to claw out at each of you as you try and move this party quietly forward. Pauly.
What was that? What was that ability? Sorry.
That was
Perception.
Perception. Okay, cool. All right. Let's say there's a gap, like a little like a ravine in front of us.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna grab a piece of rope, hand it to Sorn, and then I'm going to try and jump and flip onto other parts so I can then get the rest of the guys across.
Yeah. Okay. So you you fly over the bit of a gap in this sort of side corridor that Sorn's taken you down, and have to go put a rope across it and get everyone to sort of balance across, and you're helping them get over that ravine. Is that right?
Yes, like acrobatics. I was thinking like like
Sure.
sweet jumps and shit.
Yeah, so you get over very easily, obviously, with your wings, but you're trying to help them with their balance
Help
and
everyone
keeping
else,
them
yeah.
balanced. Yeah, absolutely. So acrobatics.
Oh, 29.
29. That is, of course, a success. So you were able to get all of them across like a mother bird with her chicks, teaching them how to fly. You're sort of getting around them on the edge, making sure that each of them get across without problems. And of course, with the final one, you just put Nesbit on your shoulder and fly him across.
Yeah, perfect. Great.
Okay. What do I spy ahead of us?
You tell me.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of very good bonuses on useful stuff. Sorn's going to after that, after the little ravine and our rope. Sorn's going to try to open his mind a bit to get a sense for any magical energy, to the thrums of magic and arcana to ever pull us forward and avoid being detected.
Yeah, you breathe in deep like Winfred taught you to smell the magic in the air.
So someone's just trying to feel it with his ears. And that is a 18.
Absolutely. So yeah, you feel magic coming off each of the oozes. You can actually feel sort of a psychic resonance, and you sort of tap into your eye. Your third eye opens to look into the weave momentarily here in the Underdark, and you can see that each of these oozes actually has small strands of magic coming off them, leading back to sort of up into the roof and the rock, as if they're being sort of held like marionettes, like puppets. It is only fleeting, but with that third eye open, you're able to avoid further patches of sentient slime and just sort of move past or keep the party to the areas of the caves that have the sort of the less sentient slime that's just kind of like oozing along the walls. Pauly.
All right. Let's go with this. One of the miners wants to turn back around. He's getting scared, doesn't know what to do. And I want to persuade him that, no, we're on the right path and we need to finish this. There's people dying. We need to do our job too. And I'm just like slap him around. But yeah. So I want to persuade him to stay on the line and keep going with us.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way to use that. Thank you for an idea.
12.
12 is not enough, though, as one of the miners turns and sort of races out, or starts racing out, and you have to sort of fly after him and grab him. But in doing so, your wing sort of scrapes up against the acid of one of the walls. And I'm going to have you take... 10 acid damage as you sort of grab him and haul him back to calm him down with the rest of the party. But unfortunately, yeah.
No, I can't, can I? That's it.
No. So what that persuasion was, what would you get in the end? 12. Yeah.
12, yeah.
Cool.
Sorn is going to turn to that one that tried to run and just say to him, "Nothing's going to happen to you. This is perfectly safe. We will be fine. Don't stress. Don't fret your little head." And he's trying to deceive him.
Yep.
That's a 16.
16 is enough. Yeah,
Looking at that +7. Like, how do I use this?
yeah. So he's just like, oh, okay, yeah. Like we're all gonna get out of here alive. This guy said so. It's okay. It's gonna be fine. Great.
I just wink at Pauly.
And that gets the rest of the miners in line for now, as you kind of keep weaving through, these smaller corridors and back alleyways of these caverns.
Ooh, okay.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, and 1 failure so far. You need 2 more successes.
All right. I reckon Pauly's getting tired after that acid burn. And he needs to kind of just push on, and then this next part, he's gonna run through it. So he's kind of like, getting himself ready, and he has to like dash across this one part. Otherwise, he gets dripped on by some ooze. So I want to do an athletics check.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck me, 8.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to be enough, as you're waiting for the timing of these sort of pseudopods and acid sort of dripping down, and you sprint through, but sort of slide and sort of come to a halt at the end, having again sort of burnt up your talons in a not so fun way. It's going to be 11 acid damage.
Ow. I'm really sore. I'm going to need to heal before we do this. I'm already at half health.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, after that... Sorn is going to... put on a display of courage to just drive it home that we're going to make it. We'll make it through. We will be fine. And he's putting on a performance.
Ah.
Yeah, he's being a bit more animated, but trying to keep it quiet to show off that we will be okay.
Yeah.
That's an 18.
18? Yeah, that's
And also, during this performance, Sorn makes his way over towards Pauly, and he just wants to just pat Pauly on the shoulder to be like, "We'll be fine, bud." And can I please guidance Pauly?
Yeah, I'll allow it. That's a very good role, and a very cool idea. So, as part of that song and dance, you're able to sort of convince everyone that the gods are on your side. See, look, he's fine. The acid doesn't hurt him, and you're pulling him back on his feet. And Pauly, you feel sort of magically imbued for whatever your next task is.
Your next roll, you have a D4 to add.
Thank God.
Yeah, look, that's why I'm giving it to you.
So that's 5 successes, 2 failures. 1 success will have you over the line here. 1 failure is bad news bears.
You've done perception, haven't you?
But you haven't, so you can't do what someone else just did. But you can, you could do perception now if you wanted to.
I want to see if there is a light at the end of this tunnel. And hope that we get through, because I am hurt. So yeah, definitely want to just basically try and see. Like I put my goggles on, try tweak them so that way I can see a bit better in the dark, and use perception. Oh, for fuck's sake! 1 second.
And a D4.
D4. Allow. 12.
even with the magical juju of Sorn, Pauly, you okay, yep, I've turned on my goggles. I know the right way, and you lead the party down a corridor, into and you exit in front of into a large cavern. There is in fact, you're probably more like over here somewhere. Has that followed us across? Yes, it has. Cool. You see pillars, and in this massive cave, you see a large spherical structure held off the floor by stone pillars. Around those pillars crawl dozens of living oozes, heaving forward and reaching out with their pseudopods. The sphere's surface, like the cave wall, is covered with slime. Black slime swirls with yellow and grey slime in a disgusting soup, the unearthly patterns in the movements of the slime straining your eyes and tugging at your mind. You see hundreds of oozes all through this chamber, and beyond, past the pillars, you see an army of deep gnomes, you see dwarves ride in on rams, behind them deep gnomes with crossbows firing indiscriminately into the crowd of slime that starts moving up against them and attacking. Whilst where you are, some of the oozes peel off from the structure in front of you and start making their way towards you.
I'm going to chug a greater healing potion the second I see those hundreds of...
Oh no. How much time do we have before we get attacked?
You have a moment to prepare.
Okay. Oh fuck. Sorn will quickly say to Pauly, do we have any allies in the area that are extremely powerful that we could call on for assistance?
Fuck, none that I can think of, mate.
The only one that could have been an ally is now an enemy.
Who's that?
The fucking dragon.
He's not an enemy. He loves you.
True, he does love me. Can I please... I'm just gonna look at Pauly and say, I'm sorry, this is a means to an end. It could save us. And I want to cast Sending.
Okay.
I want to message Ember Chode and say, we did something for you. We need your assistance at the Pudding Court in Blingdenstone. And I say it's Sorn, and then I cast Sending.
Okay. You hear back a little drow. You've left my city. You've left my protection. Blingdenstone is days away. What power could I bestow you from here?
I can't respond. I can't say anything back. One-way spell. Oh. Well, alright, I'm just gonna say to Pauly, that dragon's fucking useless. I tried.
So whilst you are surrounded, or the chamber itself has hundreds of oozes, they are not, full. All of them don't descend upon you immediately. There are obviously an army of gnomes and dwarves for them to strike at. However, you are somewhat surrounded in that you see a black pudding peel off a wall, an ochre jelly peel off the sphere of one of the pillars, and a couple of other grey oozes move towards you, and we go. You hear the sort of the horns of battle from the other side of the chambers, and you can hear that the battle goes well. From what it looks like, the gnomes, dwarves, drow, and were-rats are making headway in this battle. Though you will need to survive against your current foes for them to catch up to you.
Can I yell out while he's trying to do that sending thing? Can I yell out to Nesbit and these miners and go, "Oi, give me those explosives"?
Yeah, sure. Nesbit reluctantly hands you one of the explosives.
All right. No, that's fair. All right, Nesbit, on the count of 3, we're going to fucking throw these at these puddings.
All right, well, we're going to enter into another combat. Where are we? There's you. There's you. Join me again, please, Pauly.
Roll initiative again?
Mm-hmm.
One second, take me.
Whilst that's happening, I'll describe some more. So, yeah, you can see flooding into this chamber is, at the head of the horde. You can see, what's her face? Freya, sort of at the lead of a column of Drow, slicing and fighting their way into this sort of larger chamber. They move. The way she moves is almost in a dance, and lightning crackling from her fingers occasionally, but mostly she's got a small thin blade that she's slicing slimes in half, with Drow stepping in every now and then with the crude Duragar weapons to provide assistance.
I'm just imagining it's like the elves in Lord of the Rings, just like fucking like clean.
Look to the east.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're certainly coming from sort of that northwest corridor. You can hear further fighting and roars in were-rat, whatever the rat language is. You see Ratty stand up on Nesbit's shoulder and kind of looks to the west, twitching his nose. And to the south, you continue hearing the dwarven horns of battle. Yeah.
Hell yeah! Now let's throw these bloody explosives.
Did you give me an initiative? Sorry?
I did, yeah, 14.
14.
The rolls have left me now.
That's right. Well, you will get a chance to act, but it is Sorn's chance to act first.
Okay. So I just need to ask real quick. So I now have a different class of spells that I can use.
Sure.
One of which being the cantrip. Because at higher levels it can be cast into multiple attacks.
Yes.
Because it's a cantrip, am I able to use the multiple attacks even though those other levels are in a different class?
Yes, so the cantrip's still leveled just with you. So like Firebolt is 2d10, the other cantrip is also...
Okay. Alright, so I will... Oh, Jesus. Sorn is not stoked about this.
Oh my god, it was good.
How's Pauly looking currently?
Look, I'm better. I chugged the potion.
Okay, cool. Then that doesn't matter. Sorn is going to grab his spell book out. You've never seen him use a spell book before, ever, because his magic comes from his blood. He doesn't need it. He is the spell book.
Fancy.
But he pulls out a spell book, and the pages flip across, and you see you are relatively close to Sorn, so you see a lot of gibberish, what looks like gibberish and runes, and doesn't look very friendly on the page. And raises a hand, and two very dark, crackling beams shoot out. And he's going to cast Eldritch Blast for 2d10.
Eldritch Blaze.
So that is... There's the attack roll.
Sorn can use Eldritch Blast.
That is a 15 to hit. And then 1 and a 2. 6 and 5.
Okay, so 15. Interesting. Oh yeah, because can you direct them to separate targets, or is it?
Yeah, you can direct them to anywhere you want.
Okay. And sorry, I was playing with the lights, so I forgot which target you're targeting. Which one are you targeting?
So I'll go 6 on the black and 5 on the ochre.
Okay. So with this force damage, what does it look like? Just crackles of energy.
Dark crackling. It looks very much like Sorn's lightning used to, but it's very dark and tainted looking.
Yeah, coming straight out of his black painted fingernails.
Yeah.
His jeans rip as the lightning crackles out of his hands.
You notice a very
tight
intimidating, smoky black aura.
Yes.
Around him.
Well, the oozes don't notice that because they are blind. They ooze forward, and one of them attempts to smack you, Pauly. That's going to be a 14 to hit.
14 does not hit.
No, so you're able to sort of duck out of the way as another ooze sort of starts oozing towards you, Sorn. From the corridor you have just come down. Pauly, your turn.
I'm going to throw that explosive and try to get like in the middle of them. I'm not sure what the explosive is. I just, I knew we were going to explode things with it, so that's what I'm doing.
You try to blow up some jellies.
Yeah. What should I do?
Do you have what do we have here? Do we have like an explosive flask or something equivalent?
I thought these were the explosives for the rubble.
Yes. Yeah. So they have, well, I would usually use it. Here we go. Roll me 3d8.
3d8. A d8? Yes. Boom. 14.
14. Okay, so there's like you hold it up to Nisbet, one of these explosives, and he gleefully strikes a match off his forehead and lights the fuse of this thing, and you throw it over. You're throwing it sort of into the sphere. Is that right? Towards the black pudding.
Yeah.
And there's sort of a loud kaboom, and it was 11 damage. Did you say?
14.
Or 14. There's a loud, earth-shattering kaboom. The black pudding seems not massively affected, but parts of the sphere itself start crumbling down, green slime dripping from the doorway. And
oh, that's not good. My foundry's playing up.
Parts of it break away, and you see that inside the sphere is hollow, apart from sort of what appears to be the walls of a smaller sphere inside, also covered in more slime, starting to sort of take form and take shape. And you hear the voice of you hear a voice say, "Oh, my dear sister, someone's knocking at the door. Shall we say hello?" "Yes, dear brother, for the Pudding King is not ready for guests, but Perhaps they can say hello to Princess Ebenmeyer and Prince Livid. And these sort of two forms, humanoid forms of slime, start to make their way out. You can kind of make out in the corridor beyond.
Ooh, the brother and sister are making out. Ew.
Yeah, and they pull themselves off each other for a moment.
That's an image I didn't need.
Yes, yes, my step ooze sister. Let us take care of these interlopers.
Jesus.
Uh,
Let me step ooze, I'm stuck.
You'll have to help me because they'll be stuck to me momentarily. One of them looks something like this.
Okay. But it has eyes.
Ew.
And I think it's at this moment you hear the dwarven horn sound, and the of hooves.
And in the far distance, you hear this just.
Oh god.
And that's maybe where we'll end at this session.
Amazing.
All I see in my head is a dwarven cowboy.
Give us another yeehaw.
I'm not doing it again.
No.
Mate, this is your catchphrase now. Come on.
All right.
Do it.
You can't do it with.
Fucking did it, Timmy. Fuck off.
I can't go when you watch. I can't yeehaw when you watch. Please don't.
It's a fucking catchphrase, not a fucking push button. I'm not a fucking like.
Say the line, Bart.
Say the line.
Say the line.
Cool. All right. Good spot to end it.
Hell yeah, that was great. Good session. We're punching these out. I'm happy.
It was another short one, obviously, as we know, Timmy's away. But next week we shall return, and the team will hopefully have some aid in their fight against Princess Ebenmeyer and Prince Livid, the black pudding and grey ooze, respectively. They're not on the field. You can't see them on the field yet, so they'll also have to deal with the other slimes and oozes bearing down on them. But hopefully they'll be able to deal with that next week.
I believe in us. We got this.
Yeah. All right, we'll call it there. Dylan, did you want to pitch your things? I know you've been back live again, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I've been streaming every now and then. My timetable's still all over the place.
But you can see on the screen there, I am Dylan James.
I am Dylan James.
Of course, Mr. Yeehaw himself, formerly the shaman of the elements and the wild magic, soon to be the latest member of the party.
I was going to say, don't you dare.
I would, mate. If anyone can build suspense and not spoil, I think it's definitely me. But you should check him out at Mr. Brightside on your screen there on TikTok, because he's got some funny ones, and there's some ones from this campaign there as well. And Pauly, you should just check out on the streets, on the cold hard streets, because he's got a new whip, and he's whipping around in his new whip, and he's very happy about it. You won't find him on the internet, you'll find him on the asphalt, getting that ass, tearing up that ass. Fault.
I love that. I love that video you just sent to the group chat.
It's all I can think of now with your new character.
Howdy.
Literally you stealing my hat.
We'll turn it off there and let everyone have a lovely night. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you guys.
Boy.
Thank you very
DM,
much.
Daddy.